On the mount of crucifixion, fountains open deep and wide. Through the floodgates of God's mercy, flowed a vast and gracious tide. Grace and love like mighty rivers poured incessant from above, and heaven's peace and perfect justice kissed the guilty world in love.
Well, hello. I hope you're having a fabulous coat. Oh boy, brothers and sisters. It is just so amazing, is it not? And anyways, today I am going to keep it simple. I'm going to be sharing with you. Let me adjust things a little bit here. There we go. I'm going to be sharing with you from my Life Recovery Bible, and I'm just simply going to share with you some commentary on Nehemiah. I love the book of Nehemiah. It is a really great template for the journey of recovery. And when I talk about recovery, I kind of look at it as being on a journey to the heart of the Father. And on that journey, we are walking the 12 steps of recovery. And step one is powerlessness and unmanageability. Step one is actually a step where it breaks our denial. And breaking our denial. And in the book of Nehemiah, it shows Nehemiah's process. And it's a process of rebuilding the broken down places in our lives. And there's a lot of rubble when we first get into recovery. When we first come out of denial, we look around and see all the unmanageability in our lives and the wreckage of our past and the wreckage of our present. And for many of us on this journey, we've had to get outside help. So Nehemiah put together a team of skilled workers. And I love the book of Nehemiah because it clearly shows the step-by-step process, but it also tells us the fact that some people refused to do the work, but yet there was a group of people that had a mind to work. And another groovy thing about this account of Nehemiah is the women were working right alongside of the men. And I've been saying for quite some time now that the Father has not just restored his Torah and his feast days and his Shabbat, but he's also restoring his daughters to walk alongside of and fight alongside of the men. So women, we are not supposed to be walking behind the man, under the man, ahead of the man, or above the man, but beside our brothers, beside our spouses, walking together as achad, right? As one. And so anyways, I'm sorry. When I talk about Nehemiah and this topic, I just go off on tangents because it's such a powerful, powerful story, illustration of recovery. Now, look, I'm a mess. Here I'm looking around for my glasses, and they're right here. Anyways, go figure, right? So I'm going to be reading just a little bit because I know you're all busy. It's Sukkot, my goodness. And I just wanted to keep this really simple. So the commentary on Nehemiah. Recovery is the process of rebuilding a life, often from a point near complete destruction. Nehemiah, the great rebuilder of Jerusalem, leaves us an excellent biblical example of how to pursue and enhance the recovery process. Nehemiah did not let the long-delayed recovery of Jerusalem discourage him. He realized that it was never too late for God's people to begin the process. Hallelujah. Nehemiah's actions were direct and forceful, always based on the realities at hand. His faith, wisdom, and courage kept him focused on his goal despite considerable opposition. Leaders like Sanballat and Tobiah, who had dominated the land of Judah for some time, used various means to discourage the progress of Nehemiah and the Jews. Painful differences among the Jews themselves also had to be confronted along the way. But all of the obstacles were overcome as the people worked to build a new, more secure life. The wall of Jerusalem was completed in a miraculous 52 days. Soon after this victory, Nehemiah directed the people toward a second phase of recovery. I love this part. He called upon the great teacher Ezra to lead the people in a study of the scriptures. Now, we all know that the study of the scriptures was actually the Torah, right? Confronted by the Torah, they tearfully repented of their sins and the sins of their ancestors. Ezra, Nehemiah, and the other leaders encouraged the people to be filled with joy because Yah was with them. Hallelujah. And if you read, I believe it was Nehemiah 8 or 9, is where they had their first Sukkot, the first Sukkot, Feast of Tabernacles, that they had celebrated in quite some time. So I just love Nehemiah. I love bringing this word to you at this particular time. Anyways, sorry, I just get so excited over Nehemiah. Even now, however, the Israelites had not learned all the painful lessons of recovery. After Nehemiah went back to Babylon, the people returned once again to their sinful ways. Now, I think there's a pattern here, folks. When Nehemiah returned to Jerusalem, he had to put the Jews back on the path toward recovery. They had themselves a big old relapse, did they not? This example of short-term recovery and relapse ends the story of Nehemiah on a very realistic note. There will be times when we all fall back into familiar, though destructive, patterns. We should be encouraged to realize that no matter how often we fail, God is waiting to lead us back to his way of life. And in my Bible, I have Philippians 1:6 written here. So let's go to Philippians 1:6 because that is another one of my favorite scriptures. Okay, Philippians 1:6. Philippians 1:6. And it says, oh, where is it? Oh, here we are. And I am certain that Yah, who began a good work in you, the good work within you, he will continue his work until it is finally finished on the day when Yeshua HaMashiach returns. That is indeed good news. So before we end, I'm going to read to you this little blurb on the topic of perseverance drawn from Philippians 1:6. Sometimes we may feel like giving up the struggle. We try to persevere only to fall once again. We take 2 steps forward, but then stumble backward. We feel condemned, and we fear that even Yah himself may give up on us. At times, there are so many difficulties, so many issues to work through, so many patterns in our life that have to be changed that we begin to feel as if we are going crazy. I don't know about you, brothers and sisters, but I definitely can relate to that. There's some days where I feel totally cray-cray. God, Yahuwah, acknowledges the difficulties we face, but he also promised promises us victory in the end. Hallelujah. The Apostle Paul, Rabbi Shaul, overwhelming victory is ours through the Mashiach who loved us. And I am convinced that nothing can ever separate us from Yah's love. Neither death nor life, neither angels nor demons, neither our fears for today, nor our worries about tomorrow, not even the powers of hell can separate us from his love. Nothing in all creation will ever be able to separate us from the love of Yah that is revealed in Yeshua HaMashiach. It's based on Romans 8:37 through 39. Shaul also said, I am certain that God, who began a good work within you, will continue his work until it is finally finished on the day when the Mashiach returns. Hallelujah. When we feel as if we are going crazy and don't think we can handle life, Yah is there. He is determined not to give up on us. We can rely on his persistent love. Yah has promised to keep working on us until we are whole. There will still be tough times, but with his help, we can handle them one day at a time. So, brothers and sisters, as we return back to the daily grind, shall I say, I just pray that you are so refreshed by the season that we have gone through together, because it is a we program, that you can face the future with hope that comes from him, the strength that comes from him. Everything comes from him. All good gifts come from the Father of lights. So may Yahuwah bless you. May he strengthen you. May he give you his shalom. So with that, I'm going to bid you farewell.
On the mount of crucifixion, fountains open deep and wide, through the floodgates of God's mercy, flow the vast and gracious tide, grace and love like mighty rivers, poured incessant from above, and heaven's peace and perfect justice kiss the guilty world